There have been some pretty awful teams in the NBA. Examples being the 1993 Dallas Mavericks, the 98 Denver Nuggets, and the 2016 Philadelphia 76ers. But there is one team that was bad. Really, really bad. Hey everyone, it's Bosch here. Today we are talking about one of the worst teams in NBA history, also known as the 2011 to 2012 Charlotte Bobcats. It was the 8th season since Charlotte finally got a franchise back in the NBA since the Hornets. The season previous, the Bobcats posted a 34 to 48 record, missing out on the playoffs once again. And you wouldn't think they would do any worse the next season. Surely they can improve from last. That obviously wasn't the case. The Bobcats acquired Kemba Walker with the 7th pick, fresh off an NCAA tournament win, and a season averaging 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. With the 9th pick, they selected Bismack Biyombo, who previously played in Spain with Fuenlabrada, I think it's pronounced. He also had an excellent display at the 2011 Nike Hoop Summit, it's like a draft prospects game type thing. And he recorded 12 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 blocks. The future is looking bright in Charlotte, but from what we know, it was about to be a horrible season. The 2011-12 season was a lockout year for the NBA, with the start being pushed to December instead of the usual start in October, and a shortened seasons from 82 games to 66 games. They started the season with a win against the Bucks, but by 20 games in, they were 3-17. By the All-Star break, they were 4-28. With no All-Stars, as I'm not surprised. But by the end of the season, on the 26th of April 2012, the Bobcats lost and had their 23rd consecutive loss, tied 5th all-time for the longest losing streak in league history. And clinched the worst record in NBA history with a record of 7-59. 7-59. With a win percentage of .106. .106. Gerald Henderson, a shooting guard, led the team in scoring with roughly 15 points per game, with Bismack Biyombo leading in rebounds, averaging roughly about 6 rebounds per game, and DJ Augustin averaging 6 assists a game. But why was this team so bad? Was it the coaching? Maybe team chemistry was poor? Or was it the poor front office that the Charlotte Bobcats had for a pretty long time now? Let me tell you some stats about this team. During this season, the Bobcats ranked 30th in offensive rating, averaging 87 points per game, and averaged 41.4% from the field, the lowest in the NBA that season. In defense, they surprisingly didn't finish last and ranked 27th in defensive rating, averaging 101 points allowed. Now, let's take a look at the roster and see where these guys are actually now. Out of the 14 players on the roster, only 3 players on that roster are still active NBA players, with most either being retired or playing outside of the US. Let's start off with Bismack Biyombo, who is still an active player in the NBA, playing for the now Charlotte Hornets, after leaving the team in 2015 for a stint in Toronto and Orlando. Derek Brown, a power forward, is currently a free agent and last played for a team whose name I'm not going to try and pronounce, after leaving Charlotte at the end of that season. Matt Carroll, a guard, retired at the end of the season and was last seen being the Hornets community ambassador. Sagana Diop spent one more season with the Bobcats before retiring in 2013. He now works as a coaching associate with the Utah Jazz. Gerald Henderson, the leading scorer in that year, went on to spend 3 more years in Charlotte before getting traded to Portland for Nicholas Batum, moving on to the 76ers after that. But his career kind of went downhill from that, getting more injuries in 2017, having surgery, and he never returned to the NBA and actually retired in 2019. Corey Higgins, a guard, left Charlotte and played in the G League for a bit. He's now currently playing for FC Barcelona basketball in Spain. Is a 2-time EuroLeague winner. It's pretty good. Corey Maget spent one more season with the Pistons before retiring in 2013 and now works as an analyst for Fox Sports, as well as playing for the Power in the Big Three basketball league organised by Ice Cube. Jamario Moon left the Bobcats at the end of the season and has played for 8 other teams since 2012. Byron Mullins, a centre, spent one more year with Charlotte before signing with the Clippers in 2013 and then getting traded in 2014 to the 76ers. He now currently plays in Spain with a team whose name I'm not going to pronounce. Eduardo Najera retired at the end of that year and went on to coach the Texas Legends, a G League team, and he now works as a scout for the Mavericks. Tyrus Thomas went on to play one more season in Charlotte before getting waived. He now plays in Germany with the team I'm not going to pronounce. I really suck at pronouncing things like that are foreign, I guess, so just if I try my best, unless like I know how to pronounce it. But DJ White left Charlotte at the end of the year, and he now plays in Turkey for Tofas or something, I think it's called. DJ Augustine left the Bobcats at the end of the season and has made his way through the NBA, just being kind of like a journeyman. Currently playing for the Orlando Magic. He's been there since 2016 and is a vital piece off the bench, averaging 10 points a game. And Kemba Walker spent 7 more seasons in Charlotte, becoming an all-star in Charlotte, and became one of the best point guards in the league, averaging 25 points per game and getting nominated to the All-NBA third team in his last year in Charlotte, before moving on into free agency to Boston, where he signed a 4-year, $141 million max contract deal. You may be asking yourself, well, how is Charlotte doing now? Their best player is Terry Rozier, but they do have a young star in Devontae Graham. To me, it really seems like Charlotte is cursed. Like, there's got to be some wizardry to be that shit. But things like this have to happen sometimes, and I'm sure they'll get out of it eventually. Thanks for watching, guys.